Critical has finally been fixed on Test Roam, and I wanted to go and test this out for you guys and look at some actual numbers, because this will give an idea of how much they've basically nerfed critical from our characters, because people know about how much they're going to do on, you know, their storm or their fire, because they've done that consistent amount of damage all the time. Like, because you know what gear you have. Currently on my storm, I have 182% damage and 815 critical. So I think there's a chance that I don't critical every time. I don't know what it is. It doesn't give me a percentage anymore. But I want to test this out because it's interesting on how much they've actually changed. So this battle right here with this wooden construct, I'm going to cast Tempest first turn, and we'll see how much it does. And it'll give us like a base to go off of, because this is how much my Tempest will do when it's double. This wooden construct has absolutely no block at all, no resist, and this is how much my Tempest would do under absolute, like, normal conditions. No, you know, weakness, no shields, no anything, no resist, just critical base damage. It does 3942. So that is where my Tempest is at first turn on my storm. So obviously critical is working again. It is doubled, which is what we want, but you're not going to get it doubled in the higher of worlds. So let's go to Karamelle, and I'll show you guys how much that same Tempest will do on those enemies. I'm going to pick enemies that don't resist me. So let's go to Karamelle. And I'll probably go to, where's the Nanovator? I'll probably go to these death mobs. I think they're death. I'm not really sure. But in is it Nibelheim? Or no, it's whatever this one's called. Gutenstadt. Let's go to this one. Yeah, there's some life enemies here. So these guys do cast spirit armor though, but hopefully they don't. Hopefully one of them doesn't cast it at least. But yeah, I'm gonna cast Tempest. Or if I go first. Okay, we didn't go first. But this is probably not gonna kill because I'm not gonna do 3930. But I want to see how much damage it does. Hopefully they don't both shield. Okay, one shielded. All right, as long as the other one doesn't shield. Yeah. So how much is it gonna do on the first enemy? Because the second one it'll do less. But yeah, 3942 for the double with no block on the enemies. 3231. And this one we can add. How much was the absorb? I don't even know how much that was. But yeah, we did significantly less. You know, we didn't do double. We did 3200. He's healing, really. We did 3200 compared to 3900 on the first guy. Also, really? Okay, I'm not gonna kill that guy. So if you crit and the enemy blocks, it won't actually show that. The only way you know the enemy's blocking is because of the damage numbers. So I did 2123 with a 2-pip Tempest. That guy would have died, but you know, he wanted to heal, or his friend healed him. So I'm just gonna flee because I don't have that many Tempests. Okay, I just did some like rough math. I don't know if it's super accurate, but it's around 1.6 for the multiplier. It's like 1.6 to 1.7, somewhere around that is the multiplier that I got. So the multiplier that I had on that wooden construct was 2. And the multiplier I got on those apple brutals was like 1.6. So obviously some differences there. Let's go to a different world. I'm going to go to like, I don't know, Azteca or something. Well, maybe not Azteca. Let's go to Mirage. Let's go to Mirage. And we'll compare it there. Where's the death enemies? Okay, a lot of myth enemies here. Isn't there death enemies down here? Because I don't want to fight storm or myth. Okay, life enemies are fine. We'll just go with these guys. So let's go in this battle. Another life mob. And we'll see how much we can do against the boa constructors. Of course they get to go first, but these guys have way less health. They don't have 3,900. They have only 2,400. So for these guys, we'll see if we do more or less than the 3,200. Also, these enemies can't block. Like, the enemies in Karamelle could have blocked as well, but they didn't. See if this guy blocks. I don't know. $34.68. Okay. So still less than, you know, my 3,900. And it also did more than the enemies in Karamelle. So to me, it makes it seem like as we go along, you know, with the worlds, either they're giving more block or like more block rating or whatever they call it now to the enemies in the higher worlds. And also they could give more block rating to bosses in worlds too. I haven't tested this on any bosses, but so we're doing more damage on the lower worlds, which makes sense. I mean, that's how it should be, right? What about, I could try Imperia to see if it's like kind of in the middle. Okay, so I'm in Imperia and I wanted to try these Calamar Raiders for the Imperia mob. Okay, I actually went first for once. These guys only have 2,100 health. See how much we do here. Barrage, we did about 3,400. And yeah, it looks like that's about the same for Imperia. Okay. So that means that in, at least for the mobs that I faced in Karamelle, they're giving them more block. But maybe it's similar for Imperia and Mirage. Not really sure. But yeah, it's just like interesting to go to each mob and see if it's different. It could be different for each mob in the worlds. You know, it could be different for each mob in Karamelle, which would be weird, but I mean, they could do that. What I'm getting at here is basically you're not going to know how much damage you're going to do from your attacks anymore. If you crit through, you have no idea how much that crit's going to do because it will probably be less than what you're thinking because of these changes. So I'm at 815 critical and I'm doing like 3,400 in Mirage with a crit through first turn Tempest. But for a, you know, crit through first turn Tempest in Karamelle, that's only doing like, what was it, 3,200 something? So obviously less. And that's how it's going to be. Like, there's nothing else that I can do that would get that rating up. Unless, I don't know, if I had a lot more critical rating, I don't know if I would do more damage, maybe a little bit. But that is just where, like, their block is. And I'm honestly already at a lot of critical. Sure, I could get more than this, but is it really worth it at that point? Like, how much more damage will I do? I feel like at that point, people would rather just go for more damage. Though, it's kind of hard to go for more damage without sacrificing a lot of crit. And then it's like, okay, am I going to even crit every single time if I have really low crit? Probably not. But we also don't even have a percentage to look at, so we have no idea. So that's kind of where we're at with finding the balance. And that's why I don't want to go for the new gear, because I'm already balanced on my stats. I don't want to drop below 100% power pips. I don't want to drop below 40% accuracy. I kind of want to keep this the same, but I'm okay with where I'm at with the critical. I mean, maybe having over, 800 critical is still good. I haven't really not criticaled a spell yet, so we'll just see. And there could be critical decay. No idea. But yeah, that's just kind of a look at where critical's at. I'm sure people could also test out block to see if you gave yourself a lot of block, what that does if enemies crit. But from what I'm seeing, enemies don't crit a ton, and I also crit through enemies a lot. Like, enemies rarely block my spells. So maybe that's just because I have a lot of critical. Not really sure. But yeah, a lot of things to test still. But I wanted to show you guys how it's changed. Basically, it means that if you crit through, you're going to be dealing like 40% or more less damage than usual, than what you're used to. It's not doubled. And in the higher worlds, you won't get that double anymore. I think it's pretty much impossible to get that double. So that's a big change. And that's kind of what they're doing to make the higher level worlds a little bit more difficult. I still feel like the worlds are fine. Like, you don't need that extra damage, especially if you have people like questing with, you know, just blade up more. But yeah, it is a change, and it is a nerf to our characters with critical, but it's not too crazy. Like, you will still deal the same damage, the same double damage for criticals in the lower worlds, in Wizard City, in, you know, all the first arc worlds. Basically, if they have no block or little block, you'll do close to the same amount of damage. So that is gonna do it for this video. Just wanted to show you guys like a little comparison of the critical and the damage that I'm doing on my storm. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of all this. So that is gonna do it for me on this video. But if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like on it on your way out. I have a big test run playlist if you missed any of my videos from this week and last week, and you should definitely check that out if you missed any of those. But other than that, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.